Welcome back. On Friday just gone, I had attended a funeral of a friend that her cancer came back and was told about this super drug, and she would be given an extra 2 to 10 years. But they wanted to do a simple operation. But they burst her main artery, and pretty much she had 3 to 6 hours to say goodbye to everybody. So yeah, going and attending that funeral, just it hit me on another degree, because all her photos it was just like watching my life as well. And I thought, oh my gosh, that was the era of where we've come from. And you compare our lives to where we are now, and what a major difference. I'm sitting on my foot and it's going dead, so and it made you really think. It made you think that what has happened, what has actually happened to society out there. You know, when we were brought up and you played with the kids out on the road, and you would only come back in when the sun goes down, which I've mentioned many a times. But yeah, it made me sit back and smell the roses once more and give gratitude to my life. So I think this is really important for us now, is we're having to look at, where are we? What have we achieved already? How far have we come? And it's huge. Well, that night, I think it was early hours going into the Saturday morning, and I had this really bizarre feeling that came over me, but it was an energetic feeling that came through. And I knew I was pretty much getting told, this is it. And that's what it felt like. And it made me appreciate my life even more. And it showed that life out there is no meaning to the extent of what it used to be. That we're in this reality that is literally deassembling. So when I look out beyond our reality, it's clear. It's like they've cleared. The good guys have cleared the energy out there. It has completely shifted, and our reality is getting smaller. But when you take that on and look, it's like, yeah, we are at the last part. I keep saying that, and I know I keep saying that, but it keeps adjusting each time. And it's fascinating now when I really look at the energy. And with this energy that came through early hours, I knew I was getting pretty much conditioned. I'm just going to sit up a little bit higher here. Conditioned for me to make a decision, because I did feel the pull of always going back home. And at that time, it made me nervous, it made me sad, and I knew I was bartering, and I knew I had to barter. And I said, I'm not ready. I've got too much to do just yet. I'm not ready. It's not for me to go back. I wish to stay. I wish to stay, to keep going. And when I was making that decision, I really, honestly, I felt it was a really powerful decision that I made, but also the energy that I felt I was getting drawn to going with. And I knew that I really had to implement it. I really had to for it to sit with me so strong, because I honestly felt that that's what's happening out there. We are getting made to make a choice, and a lot are going. And you're hearing more and more. But I can honestly say that energy that came through, it was a decision I had to make. And it was the next day that came through when I was getting up, just before I got up. Again, it came through as to say, have you made the right decision? And I laid there and I looked at my life and I said, no, there's so much I need to achieve and complete. And I'm not ready to let go yet. I'll do my work on this side, because I felt like with the sinking ship, I need to be like the captain on the ship, making sure everybody is pushed through and on their own terms, but just be the guide for them. And I said, no, I've made my decision, and I feel it's the right one for me. And I laid there thinking, oh, is it shifted? Is it shifted? Because, yeah, you imagine going to sleep with that and then waking up and it was still there. And so then with me getting up out of bed, it was like, yep, no, I've made that decision. And I have not, honestly, I have not felt it again. But I also had heard that in those 2 days was a really massive shift upon us. And many people would have gone through so much. And I'm talking whether it brought up a lot of emotion for you that you needed to express, you felt lost, flu-like symptoms, because we're integrating on the new reality of what we're wishing to go forth. And honestly, that shift was huge. It was one of the biggest ones. And for me to feel it to that extent, that was really strong. So I needed to share this, because I know many of you would have gone through so much this weekend. And look upon it as a positive, because you are emptying out the vessel of the emotions and things that are holding you back from moving forward. And it was quite interesting, because I just noted some points that I wanted to talk on here, and I never finished them, because this is when it was all coming through. So bear with me, and this is what came through. So if you are feeling out of sorts right now, don't freak out, as it's real. We are all experiencing quantum jumping at the moment, more so than what we have ever done before. Last weekend, and it was really interesting because it also kicked off last weekend, because my husband and I experienced many aches and pains that came out of nowhere. We were even trying to work out, this was the weekend that we didn't really do anything. And with that's when we felt more discomfort in our bodies. And, we're hard workers. We're out there renovating. So it didn't make sense. I said to him, it's not like we've been physically working. But I did say to him, it's like we're squeezing ourselves through the eye of a needle. I said our bodies are getting upgraded, and we are shifting into another reality, and our bodies are having to adapt to the new energies. It lasted for a couple of days. Whereas this weekend, you could feel more of the shifting that was taking place with our bodies and the upgrading. Many are not handling it very well, as it will continue through to December with like a feeling of upheaval, but on a positive note. So be kind to yourself and recognize what is happening. As many of you are going back at this time, more so than any other time, as their contracts of our loved ones and friends have come up. And I do believe within there is a little bit of bartering is getting completed at the same time. As I can certainly say that I feel completely different once again than the last week. If this continues for us all, it will be incredible. There is a light at the end of the tunnel as they are certainly shifting us up during this time. So we don't have to prolong our suffering. Word of advice at the moment: honor your avatar body as it needs to be fed the right nutrients and energetic frequency and sleep. Keep out of the system as much as you can. As you go alternative, and learn as much as you can about self-healing. Our own quantum healing is being activated more so now as we let go of what no longer is holding us down. We are recognizing the complete emotional stress that we were creating for ourselves. We are now taking that leap of faith and recognizing what is more important. It's up to you to find your own peace within and create your new world within and make the big changes now, not tomorrow. Don't waste time. Do it now. Otherwise, the universe will come up behind you and bite in the butt. And it may not be pretty. Remember, you are your own survivor. For you to recognize what no longer resonates with you, to let go of it. Step up when you have to and let go of what no longer serves you. There is no time to waste as change is upon us. So when you can feel it's time to set yourself free from your own mind restraints, that is when you become free within. Everyone has the capacity within them. It's just an old programming of not being worthy, not good enough. Well, I'm telling you, you are, and I see you. It's time for you to see yourself, where and how you want to be. You can do this. And another thing here is, ask yourself, how is your life serving you right now? Most don't even recognize how powerful their thoughts are, as we are what we think. And that is really profound on our manifestation. So be really careful, but be very mindful of you and your thought patterns, because it's definitely delivering. If you recognize yourself as a higher soul, then they came here on earth to assist in the shifting of the other souls into another existence of reality. You won't be wrong there. Just be aware your light is bright and can trigger a lot of people. They will become angry and get upset over the simplest things for what you believe in, because your whole being stands for truth. Know that you have spent lifetimes preparing yourself for this time of an existence. They themselves have not done the work and have relied on the government to overrule them, so they can get on with their day under their laws and rules. But you have awoken yourself to a higher alignment and you can see that it doesn't resonate to you. So they see you going the opposite way to them and they can't handle it. It's like a program that downloads into them to react in any way if we don't fit inside this small square box that they have put themselves in. To you, you have outgrown this box as it has completely crumbled and no longer exists. The substance of the overruling. You came here with a DNA that will shift the reality of what we once knew. So believe in yourself on this, because once you are aware, you can't go back. And another experience that I went through this weekend was a cousin of mine sent me a picture of the house that I was brought up in, and it was up for sale. And I thought, oh my goodness, I just had this pull to go and have a look. And I pulled up all the photos, and oh my gosh, every room I was looking at, I had so much of emotion coming through. So I sent it off to my cousins, and I said, oh, are you going? And I said, I actually sat there for a moment, and that is where I lost my brother. At that time when we used to live at that house, and it changed the whole street because 2 boys lost their lives and another boy was in the street that drove the car. And I sat there for a moment and I thought, do I feel that I need to go there? Do I feel that, will that heal part of my journey? Will that assist me in any way? And I honestly had to sit there for a wee while. And what I did feel from it is that was like me. The way I could describe it is if I had a big screen right here and it was just a lot of smoke. And I felt that I would have to merge myself through that smoke screen and go back. I've traveled so far to be where I am now. And for me to go back in time and back 40 years back, to me, that I am so different to whom she was back then. And I don't feel I need to put anything to rest. I feel that that was a journey that helped me to be whom I am today. But I don't feel that by going back into each one of those rooms and having the flood of emotion come through me, why go back is what I'm trying to say. I would rather put my energy into now. I wish to keep my vibration high. I wish to be that light for others. So yeah, that is something I experienced, and I had to go through it. I had to go through all this emotion that came through because it is still so soon from my father's passing. And I don't believe that going back is my key. My key is to hold my light and shine as bright as I can. So I hope that helps. It was just an experience that I went through, but I had to go through the emotion as well. And so keep going, keep going, because there is so much happening all around us. And isn't it fascinating that when you come across people that aren't on the same wavelength, there's nothing to discuss. But one thing I can tell you telepathically, that is really starting to pick up on so many other people. They're starting to call you when you're thinking of them. It's only because they may be thinking of you, you've picked up on them, and then you've sent them energy to them. Then they may call you. So now, start using your own gifts, your own abilities. Send love out to the loved ones that you know that need help, because they do need your help. But you are a light. You have such an intense brightness within your soul, because you wouldn't be listening to my videos if you didn't resonate to this. Your friends and your loved ones are needing you to help guide them. While we bring that rope behind and keep walking forward, they will start seeing glimmers of hope, because many of them are so frightened. And all I can say is, do not hold and do not resonate to that frequency, because that will lower your vibration. Do everything that you can to hold on to nature, because nature is healing our soul. It's healing and lifting our vibration. And that's what we need right now. So get out there and keep those vibes high, because you are doing amazing. But don't get swamped with the outer world. Okay, everyone is positioned in the corners of the world at the right place at the right time, because the ones that do suffer, when they go back home, they are rewarded and they are so looked after. They're the ones that have made that decision they want to go back, so they get put in the places of where they are to be at that time. We're all here to lift the energy of earth, to help the ones that wish to stay and help us as well. Okay, so till next time, I love you and thank you. Bye.